Hi, we're talking today to Robin Eagle Sage. Robin is a clairvoyant and medical intuitive. Hi, Robin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Robin, what are the different types of healing that you specialize in?
First and foremost, clairvoyance, which is the ability to see energy clearly. And then there's also clairaudience, which means that I can hear things. So if I ask a question such as, what's causing X, Y, and Z, then I might hear the answer instead of seeing it. But I do both. And then the other very common modality is called clairsentience, which is the ability to feel, which is what most people have. And I'm also an energy healer as well as a reader. So when I say energy reading, I'm talking about talking about what I see and telling the person. The person might say, I have these symptoms, and then I might talk about, okay, this is why you have the symptoms. It's coming from X, Y, and Z, and this is how you can heal your symptoms or your issue, whatever it is. And then there's energy healing, which is actually physically moving the blockage out of the body. So I do that by putting my attention on it and by simply asking it to move out and clear out of the body. Sometimes I use my hands a little bit as if I'm looking right or feeling that energy or that blockage right there, and then I help to move it out. But most of it's done in my mind's eye. And then I use all of these modalities to help a person in a medical intuitive reading. So I kind of mix and match, but mostly I'm clairvoyant.
Robin, why are some people clairvoyant and others aren't?
Well, actually, I think that all people are clairvoyant. They're born with that ability, every single one of us. It's just a matter of developing it. And in this day and age, people are still unfortunately afraid of it or don't believe in it. And it's too bad because it's like being born with eyes, physical eyes, and then not using them, choosing to keep them closed throughout the day because you're afraid of what you're going to see. And to me that seems really silly. And when I found out that I could actually go to a school, there's a school in California that I went to and trained for 6 years, how to see energy and how to read it and give readings to people. It was one of the most amazing, phenomenal experiences of a lifetime. Because like most people, I thought I could never do something like that. But it's an ability. It's not, it's not magic. It's not, you're just born with it and poof, you can do these things. Sometimes that happens with people, but usually it's something that anyone can learn. And so, the fact that I was able to learn it and just being an ordinary person, it's one of my goals in life is to teach as many people as possible. So, when people are just starting out, they have so many doubts about it and fears, what am I going to see? What if I see something bad? And that's not really what happens. You really see based on your intentions and the questions that people are asking you. So, so I love to teach group classes. Sometimes I do group telephone calls, and sometimes I work in person with groups, and then I also work one-on-one teaching people who would like to learn.
What's the difference between a clairvoyant reading and tarot cards?
Well, clairvoyant reading, my tool is myself, and I'm centering inside of my head, and I'm asking questions, and then I'm seeing the answers and colors and pictures inside of my head, just like when you dream. So besides that, I'm not really using any physical tool. Tarot cards are a good way to get started because, you can pull a card and then read what it says in the book, but then you can start to ad-lib and use your own intuition about how it fits with that person that you're working with. So it's a tool to perhaps develop your abilities. I've never really used them, so it's very different actually.
If somebody comes to you for a reading, do they need to ask you the questions? Or do you know why they've come to you?
Well, I'm not a mind reader, so it's better if people ask questions, but if people want to just say, you know, can you check out my energy and tell me what's going on, I can absolutely do that. And I really like doing that because it gives me more freedom to look at the whole picture, because sometimes if someone says, you know, I have a toothache, then I'm really narrowed in to looking at their tooth and what's causing that toothache, and I might miss something in the bigger picture of what's going on. Whereas if they came to me and said, hey, can you just read my energy, I might see the first thing might be, wow, you're in a relationship that's really toxic, and, you know, and that toxicity from the relationship is going to cause all these other problems, you know, low self-esteem, which is the core of disease. So, so yeah, it can be either way.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome. Take care.